Acid rain from volcanic eruptions could be worse than anything we have ever seen, even in dystopian films.
When acid rain starts, the pH of the soil drops to 5.3.2. After that, the aluminum in the soil starts to dissolve. Arsenic starts to dissolve. Zinc starts to dissolve. All the toxic elements start to dissolve. So all the water that people can drink, all the water that animals can drink, starts to become toxic. So volcanic eruptions are what we are most afraid of right now. We have such large volcanoes that are in danger of erupting. For example, there is Yellowstone in America. A big volcanic eruption could destroy it. There are already big chains of volcanoes all along the Andes, or in the Pacific, all along the Pacific belt. The activation of these, the activation of more than one of them, and there are some factors that can activate them. For example, climate change, melting of the ice on the backs of the continents. When that happens, the continents start to rise because the load on them goes away. As the continents rise, all the other plates move in a different way and the system is disrupted. Then the melts in the earth, which we call magma, go up, erupt and affect our atmosphere. The whole event is the disruption of the atmosphere. Once the atmosphere is disturbed, everything is over.
The other major factor threatening the world is us, the humans.
At the same time as the human population is rapidly increasing, biodiversity is rapidly decreasing. In other words, we are rapidly losing species. We are losing species, but the human population is growing very rapidly. This rapid increase increases the pressure on other species. Because of this pressure, the world is going into another crisis. And that is the climate crisis.
What are the chances of surviving this catastrophic scenario?
Only in caves can there be some groups of creatures that can save themselves. In special sheltered places, in caves, there may be some species that can survive great acid rains, toxic gas emissions. Let's not forget that in the past the dinosaurs were wiped out, but some species that went underground saved themselves. They emerged when things returned to normal. Take the mouse generation, for example. That's how some rodents survived. Yes, there can be survivors of great destruction. Today humanity is trying, and should be trying, to build structures both on Earth and in the sky to deal with this situation. But we cannot save all of humanity, we cannot save billions of people. Unfortunately, we will all be like the fossils of the past that have disappeared, like the fossils we find in the discoveries of the present.
For centuries, scientists have conducted different studies to find the answer to the same question. The research by Dr. Rushby and his colleagues at the University of East Anglia into When the World Will End suggests that we have 1,750,000,000 years of life left. But of course that is not so long for humans and other creatures that need complex living conditions. According to another study published in Astrobiology, between 1,750,000,000 and 3,025,000,000 years from now, the Earth will be in the hot zone of the Sun. That may be easy to say, but it would be catastrophic for all living things. Everything will melt, the seas will evaporate and a deadly process of extinction will begin. Mankind will not even have a chance to approach the beginning of this process. The end of the process will only be witnessed by microorganisms, simple creatures that can survive in a heat-resistant environment. They will decide whether there is anything for us to fear or not, because human beings, who are sensitive to even the slightest climate change, will be extinct before all this happens if they do not find a new planet to live on. NASA is, of course, one of the institutions carrying out research on this subject. The calculations of the NASA research teams show that the time left for life on Earth is shorter than other studies. According to the modeling, exactly 1 billion years from now, when the data shows 1,000,000,2021, the amount of oxygen will drop to uninhabitable levels. Of course, this research is based on long-term studies. Kazumi Ozaki, one of the research team, said they ran the model 400,000 times. This is not a small number and shows how seriously the data should be taken. According to this research, solar radiation will be the main factor in the end of life. The sun, which is the source of life, will again play a leading role at the end of life. There will be no more oxygen on Earth because of the sun. In fact, this process has been going on for billions of years, even if we are not aware of it. Like an app running in the background on your phone, we are running out of oxygen every second without even knowing it. Our planet reached its highest oxygen level 2.5 billion years ago and has been losing oxygen ever since. The same study also shows that oxygen depletion is not the only danger facing the world. The biggest threat to life on Earth is global warming and the climate change it causes.